Hi, welcome to today's video. My name is Paul. So this painting is one of several paintings I did a few days ago. It was quite a productive day in terms of painting. This was the first painting I tried. Usually before I do any painting, I do some warm-up, sketching and drawing. I say it sort of loosens up my hand and arm and things for painting, but it also, I think it's a chance to sketch down some ideas for compositions or something. Even if I don't use those ideas, at least it gets me into the way of thinking about painting and drawing. But with this painting, I didn't do that. I just sort of dived in. The sky was kind of done on autopilot. I wasn't really thinking what I was doing. The landscape, I had no idea what I was trying to do, so it was a struggle, and I kept changing it, and I wasn't happy with it, and I changed it again and again. And as I've said before, I'm just some guy trying to teach himself to paint watercolor landscapes and share that process, because I know there's other people out there who are trying to do something similar. And I don't want to hide all of the struggle and the failures and things like that, because I think that would not be an honest way of sharing the process. I know on social media there is this tendency to only show things that are wonderful and amazing, and to always promote yourself. Aren't I fantastic? And aren't all of my paintings just amazing? But I don't, that's not really me, and it's not what I'm trying to do. So I will show struggles, and I will show paintings that don't work out perfectly. In the end, if I was going to give anybody a takeaway from this video, it would be I didn't give up. I kept going, and although the final painting, I wouldn't say it's one of the best paintings I've ever done, it was okay, and I was happy enough with the results, and I'm glad I stuck with it and didn't give up. And in fact, I can say that the whole 2.5 year process of trying to teach myself to paint watercolor landscapes, I'm glad that in the early days, when it was much more of a struggle and very frustrating and I wanted to give up, I didn't, and I kept going, and I'm very glad that I did. So anybody that is in that early stages and maybe things are really a struggle and not working out, don't give up, just keep going. It is worth it in the end. Actually, a few days ago I was looking on Google at some of the sort of questions that people ask about watercolor painting, and one of them is, can I teach myself to paint watercolors? And obviously I would say yes, because it's what I've been doing for about the last 2.5 years. But there are, maybe I would give some advice, or some things that I've learned is, sometimes you'll see blog posts, online courses, books and things that do the kind of what I call the recipe approach to teaching. So they give you, imagine you're trying to bake a cake. So you get a recipe. At the top of the recipe, maybe there's a picture of what the cake will look like. There's then a list of all the ingredients, everything that you need, and then step-by-step instructions. So first do this, second do that, and so on. And sometimes art teaching is done in that way. The one problem with that approach is the cake that you produce in the end may not look like the cake in the picture in the recipe, and the painting that you produce may not look good as the painting in the tutorial or the course or whatever. But you've got to remember, the person that did the tutorial or the course, they might have 10 years, 20 years, 50 years experience painting watercolors. If you've only got a couple of weeks experience, you can't really expect to produce exactly what they can produce. But the recipe approach doesn't always mention this. Experience is one of the key ingredients that they sometimes leave out. Another key thing that they sometimes leave out is all of the background knowledge that you need as well. Things like perspective and color theory, color mixing, things like that, and the technical stuff in watercolor, like, wet in wet and dry on dry and all of these different things. I guess what I'm trying to say is, when you're using courses and online tutorials and things, remember that you can't expect your results to look exactly the way it does in the picture in the tutorial. And don't let this frustrate you or get you down or force you to give up. Remember, it is a long process, and you have to get that experience, and you have to learn all of those things like perspective and color theory and so on. Basically, just don't give up. That's the message I would give in this video, I think. Okay, well, if you stuck with me, it was a bit of a rambly video, but hopefully there was something in there for somebody. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video.